Alright, what is going on, my dudes? So if you saw my new rank 4 reveal trailer, you may or may not know that Shuri is now at rank 4 on my account. Now, first and foremost, nothing but love to all the comments in the beginning of this video, just a bit of fun there. But I took my Shuri up to rank 4, and we went in against Abyss Luke Cage just to show off how insane she could possibly be. Now, for the fight, we were running the Suicide Masteries, and this is the team that I brought along with me. Essentially, all this really does here is War Machine makes her immune to the bleed and the poison initially, right? Also is going to extend her shocks by, I think, 15%, and then Misty is going to pause her shocks while the opponent uses a special attack, and Black Panther just increases the shock damage by, I believe, 10%, and then Mr. Fantastic actually has a synergy with Shuri, but he actually just killed Darkhawk. Also, this plays in really nicely with her Sig ability as well. Didn't even realize it, but look at that. And some additional potency on the shocks for Misty too. But anyway, let's jump into the fight. Alright, man, so Abyss Luke Cage, one of the hardest fights in the entire game, one of the most specific fights in the entire game, has about 6 million health. You need somebody who can really reach that damage output and also has the tankiness and the utilities to survive. So let's talk about why Shuri is so good for this fight. First and foremost, what you want to do is use your special 1 above 10 shocks while you have 4 kinetic matrix, so you can get 12 of your passive precisions, and then you can convert all of your shocks into critical shock passives. Now, we went untouchable here, and we are parrying his unblockable special 2, so we can go untouchable again, and now we can phase intercept, and we can get rid of the unstoppable and the unblockable, okay? With her Sig ability, she can just flat out block unblockable specials, no ifs, ands, or buts. It's fantastic utility. It's very, very useful. The special 2 is going to refresh all of her shocks, and it's going to place 1 shock debuff for every shock passive that you have. So essentially, the cycle that you're doing here is you want to cycle special 1, special 2. Now, for every 10 shock debuffs that you have, you're going to get additional passive precisions. You're going to see that right here. We're going to go for it, and now we have way more than the first time. Now, when you go for the heavy attack, it converts all of those passives into shock passives. Watch, so watch this. We're going from 13 shock passives into 36, okay? Also, it's going to refresh all of the shocks. Now, as you can see, Luke Cage, we're 56 hits in, right? And, you know, he's down to 97% health. That's not too great. We're keeping this cycle going. It's very efficient of activating Untouchable right before he goes Unstoppable and Unblockable, right? And then backing up and intercepting. And if we have to block his unblockable specials, so be it. We'll just activate Untouchable again. And it's very satisfying to do so, okay? But as you can see, the higher the shock passives and debuffs get, the quicker we're going to be ramping up. Now, right, at this point, again, the same thing, right? We activate the touchable, last 5 seconds. At this point, we have 60 shock debuffs. Let me go for this, okay? 1 combo. So now our shock passives are really going to jump up, and you're going to start seeing some really magical things. So 78 shock passives, not too bad. We're going to skip forward to the special 2. We've seen this so many times. Skip forward, bam, 99 shock debuffs. Now 1 more special 1, and we're going to be at 99 critical shock passives. All right, here we go. Let's watch it, okay? We're going to go for this, bam, back up, intercept, go for the special 1. All right, get all of these precision passives and check it out. Right here, we are just about fully ramped, and we are doing about 16,000 damage per second, okay? Now, at this point, if you go for 1 more special 2, you're going to max out at 99.99, okay? Now, Shuri has a really big special 3. Okay, and what that special 3 does is it essentially does burst damage for every single shock or shock debuff or passive on the opponent. Now, in Labyrinth of Legends, for example, when you're at 99.99, it does 200,000 burst damage every special 3 you do. For some weird reason in Abyss, it capped out at 85,000, the damage cap. So I'm not really sure why that damage cap operates differently. I was a little disappointed to see that. It might be a bug for all I know. But yeah, just throwing it out there. So that's why I went for the special 2. Otherwise, I would have just skipped it because I wanted that extra burst damage. But it's fine. Doesn't really matter, right? So at this point, we have 99 and 99, heavy attack to refresh, and we're finishing off at 8.4k on the tick, which happens twice per second, okay? That means we're doing about 17,000 damage per second just on the shocks. From this point, we're fully ramped, okay? We're ramped up. It took a bit of time, no doubt about it, but Luke Cage is currently melting at this point, all right? From here, he's losing about 1% of his health every 4 seconds. And keep in mind, he has about 6 million health. So We're going to keep the cycle going where we intercept while we have the phase up. All right. We're going to let the shocks tick down a little bit, right? We have 134 of the Abyss charges left. So we're really not even close to like timing out in Abyss, whatever you call it, reaching the combo cap. I don't even know what you want to call it, right? But we're not even close to reaching the end of that limit there. So we can be a little bit more aggressive, but if you just go for heavy attacks, man, he's done. He's done. As you can see, 85k there on the burst. What I love about her, she doesn't lose her shocks after you use the special 3. It's great. So here at this point, right, we're blocking those specials. Look at the damage. 0 damage. Look at this. Look at this. He's hitting us. He's unblockable. He's unstoppable. We don't even care. It doesn't matter. Shuri doesn't care. Right? We're going right in. We got our armors. We're being tanky. And now at this point, Luke Cage is about to drop below 50% health. Right? So one thing with Shuri is that she unfortunately isn't the best for shorter fights. So while she is rather insane at doing a lot of things really, really well and has some very solid damage output, especially with synergies, right? And if you run her with suicides as well, even though she isn't the most suicide-friendly champion, but when she's ramped up, she's fine. I do kind of hope she receives that gore-type buff, where, like, I don't know, man, maybe the stack limits are lower and the potencies increase, something like that. Just making the ramp up just better. You know what I mean? Just making the ramp up better. Because, listen, I've been using her in Battlegrounds, and she shreds through Domino. She ends Domino fights at 100% health. If you do it properly, she doesn't take critical fail damage, right? Because can't have her ability accuracy reduced, right? She doesn't have precision buff, so she doesn't get crit fail from that. She's very solid. She has so much utility, man. She has so much utility. But she's a little bit slow in those matchups. Now, of course, with class advantage and Battlegrounds, yeah, she's going to do okay. And if you wall them with Penny Parker, if you wall them with Rinchar, you're going to have a good time. However, I would love it if this ramp up is sped up a little bit, right? Because it's a long ramp up. So here, look, he's unblockable. I got hit. I was baiting out a special attack. I got hit again! But we get to block it. Now we get to activate Untouchable. And now we get to back up. And now we get to intercept. So we're back in it. Not many champions can get back in it like that. That's one thing that's so great about her, man. She is an absolute Tankosaurus Rex, too, right? Because we took those hits and we lost about 20% of our health, so which is definitely quite a bit. But at the same time, we're still in it. She is still in it, man, which is just so great. And we're still just ticking them down about 17,000 per second. We skipped the special 3 there. Oh my god, watch this. Watch this. This was so annoying. This was the most annoying thing. So, watch this. Go for the heavy attack here. He evades and hits us with a heavy. I must have been blocking because I was untouchable. That's so annoying, man. But anyway, any freaking way, man. Right? Again, we get our little intercept there. And now I'm at 14% health and I'm like, oh my god, man. We got to clutch it up right now. This better not end in disappointment, or else I'm not going to be a happy camper, right? Going through this fight that took about 8.5 minutes. If we die here, I'm not going to be a happy camper. So we're just heavying. His health is now below our health. We're a Tankosaurus Rex still, all right? The Indestructible is, of course, making things take even longer. And now, here we freaking go. We intercept with the heavy. We played it safe the entire fight. Then we got fancy at the end. Why? I couldn't even tell you. But he drops dead right here in... How many hits? Let's see. Hits total was about 257. And we got hit 6 times. That was about 6 million health on Luke Cage there, man. So Shuri is kind of insane for those larger health pools, man. This is one of, if not the hardest fights in Abyss, right? So, if she can do Luke Cage, she can do a hell of a lot of the other ones as well. Now, am I saying that Shuri is the best option for Abyss? No. Are there better options? Yes, right? But I think she's definitely a option for sure, and I think she could actually be useful for some stuff in there as well. Again, this is 6 million health. This is the highest health pool in there, give or take, right, aside from the collector. Also, the Indestructible is making things go a lot longer. He was unstoppable and unblockable every 20 seconds, right? You had to activate your Untouchable at a very specific time. If you go up against Abyss Omega Red or Abyss Old Man Logan, right, you're probably going to nuke them like it's absolutely freaking nothing, which is just so great, man. So she's certainly not going to be a champion that is for everybody, but personally, I have always really enjoyed her quite a bit, and I've always felt like she was very underrated. I am super duper happy to have her at rank 4, especially for future stuff as well. We just had an entire year-long process of the Eternity of Pain, right? So that type of content hopefully is here to stay, where we get these bosses that have close to 1 million health. She's going to be really good for that long form stuff in the future, man. She's very, very tanky and has a ridiculous amount of utility on top of pretty insane damage when you build her properly as well. So just a quick little showcase on Shuri here, man. Very excited to have her at rank 4, man, and I'm very excited for future long form content that she might just be really good in. Only time will tell. Plus, she's a pain in the ass on defense too, so if all else fails, there we freaking go. All right, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed the little Shuri showcase. I hope it opened your eyes to the wonder that is Shuri just a little bit. If it did, let me know in the comment section below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future Shuri gameplay coming to you in the future. I'll be seeing you around, man.